Welcome to the Laughing Through the Tears podcast. Welcome to the Laughing Through the Tears podcast.
Welcome back to the Laughing Through the Tears podcast with your host, Michelle and Janet. Welcome back, guys. Go ahead.
Whose fault was it last time? It was yours.
No. It was yours.
Why was it my fault?
Work.
Oh, technically yes. But why didn't we film at all?
It didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. I was going through a lot. I'll take a chapter out of Michelle's book. I was on my period. Everything was hurting. I was an emotional wreck. I could not be on camera. It was too much. I needed to go home, shower, and be babied. And take pills.
And she was definitely crying.
I was definitely being a little bitch.
Are you done?
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, so there you go. PMS was why we didn't film.
Yeah.
So sorry for the delay. We're back, and hopefully it stays that way.
Follow the Instagram. There'll be notices.
Yes.
There.
Yeah. What have you been up to the past 2 weeks?
I don't know about the last week. But we just celebrated my girlfriend's birthday. Happy birthday, babe. It was yesterday. Well, by the time this is out.
I feel like Wendell is like so much more that when you said girlfriend, I was like, girlfriend?
Yeah, like she should be my wife by now.
Like it's so crazy. It's just like I've never thought that like until right now that I'm like, girlfriend?
We're damn near married at this point. Yeah. It's a whole thing.
Right.
No, but we're not legally married, but that's my wifey. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Wendell.
Happy birthday, babe. And what else did we do? We just went to some stores. We ran some errands. We went to the new discounter store, DD's, everyone keeps talking about. It's alright.
Is it like a thrift store?
No, it's like another Ross, but like discounted, I guess.
Even more?
I guess. Wendell found like a jumpsuit that she's gonna wear for the graduation for like $6, $9. Yeah.
Wow, she already has her graduation.
Yeah, she saw it. She's like, "This is cute." And I'm like, "What are you gonna wear that to?" She's like, "I don't know, with Michelle." And I'm like, "What with Michelle?" She's like, "You know those events that Michelle likes taking us to?"
It'll be next weekend, bitch.
Oh
Why
my
you
God.
questioning her?
I was like,
she's being prepared.
And I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, you could wear that for the graduation. She's like, oh yeah. And she's like, I'm like, are you actually gonna wear it though? She's like, yeah, it's my daughter's graduation. I need to like show out. I'm like, yes, you do.
Well, no, if you want to wear it next weekend, you wear it next weekend. We'll get you another outfit for the graduation, right? Do not think that you have to wait until the graduation to stunt on these hoes, all right? You can stunt now, and I'll stunt with you.
Oh, and you know how mom's gonna be in Mexico for Sella's graduation. I gave her a hard time, even though I had told Wendell already. I had texted Wendell, I was like, oh, your suegra says happy birthday, Wendell, da 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 da. She's like, babe, I'm starting to feel bad. You should just tell her it's okay, that I understand, and to have fun on her vacation. And I was like, Wendell, no!
You have to give the people context.
Oh, yeah.
What you're talking about.
So, my stepdaughter is graduating from high school. My mom is not going to be here for that because she's going to go to Mexico. And so I gave her a hard time because I'm like, you should be here for my child's graduation. Like, she may not be, like, my birth child, but she's my child. I'm providing food, shelter, and clothing and taking her to school. I'm doing all the things, you know? So I feel like it shouldn't make a difference. But I guess that's the timeline that works best for her, so she's going to Mexico. So I made her dread to tell her daughter-in-law, who her daughter-in-law loves the hell out of my mom for some reason. So I was going to make her tell her, not me. But I still gave Wendy a heads up, which I probably shouldn't have. But mom knows now. That Wendy knows.
She does?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Because she was giving her such a hard time. She's like, I'm not going to tell her. You have to tell her. You have to tell Wendy. You told her?
Yeah, Wendy made me fold because she was feeling bad, and it's still like her birthday technically, so I was like, fine.
Oh my god.
And I told her I was going to snitch, and I was like, you better hope Michelle doesn't yell at you. Go ahead. Tell her.
You guys are such fucking pussies, I swear.
It's Wendell!
Yeah, but you bet.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
She felt bad.
And what was mom doing?
Yeah, pretty much. She's like, ¿cómo son conmigo? And I was like,
Honestly, like, I know you've been saying, oh, like, maybe she's like that because Sally is your stepdaughter. At this point where this phase that mom is in, that she's like in a YOLO mode, honestly, I'm expecting her to be exactly the same with my own biological kids.
Do you think so?
I do. I'm trying to prep myself mentally for that because I feel like it's coming.
It's gonna piss you off.
It's gonna upset me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I get angry more than I get sad, but like my hormones these days are very like, I don't know if I'm gonna get angry. I don't know if I'm gonna be like very distant. I don't know if I'm gonna cry. I'd rather be distant and angry than crying, but I have a feeling
I'm gonna do both.
I might be crying when that time comes. So I'm trying to prep myself for it and just come to terms that she's gonna live her fucking life regardless of kids. Like, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. She feels like we're grown. We have our own families now. We have our own partners, and you know,
Which is true.
but we want our mother to be part of these very important moments. So, but I feel like I don't want to be surprised if she says, I don't care if you're giving birth in like 3 years.
I don't think so.
Honestly,
Maybe not with the
I feel like we're getting to that point.
not with the first one. Maybe with the second one. She'll be
No.
like, fuck it.
No. I think your mom no le da vergüenza nada right now. And like, I get it. She's in love. But
Yes. And yes, it's hurtful from a daughter's point of view, but I will say, in mom's defense, she put her life on hold for many, many, many years because she was still raising us. Hold on. Because she was still raising us. She was too scared to bring a man in the house. And now we're out of the house and she has a man now, which we always wanted for her. The situation that she's in is not ideal, but it's just what it is.
and this is why Wendell got you to bend. There you go.
Well, no, I'm gonna fuck you up.
This is why.
I'm gonna fuck you. When this
They
clip,
know they can get to you. This is why.
when we're watching this podcast and this clip comes up, and because she's yelling at me and not at you, I'm gonna fuck you up. So you better hope Mocha's not in there, because I'm gonna send his ass outside and fuck you up.
We don't condone domestic violence, okay?
But sometimes they're needed. No, they're not needed. Don't take that. No, they're not.
Anyways, all right, that's our drama with our mother this week.
That was not a thing we were doing on the podcast.
We had stopped for, I feel like, 2-3 podcasts, but we were on a kick for a while. Our mom this, our mom that.
She's a good mom, guys. Don't be like, yeah, she's a good mom.
Yeah, she aight.
No, she's good.
Anyways, what did I do? Last weekend, Lenny was sick again. And it knocked him on his ass this time. This is going to be very political, so I'm so sorry. But, you know, everybody has their freedom here. This is America. Do what you want to do.
Please.
But, like, go get fucking vaccinated, okay? Like, are you fucking serious? Go get fucking vaccinated, especially if you're getting old. Go get vaccinated, because the older you get, the more it's gonna, like, hit your body, and it takes you longer to recover. It doesn't mean that you can't get sick if you get vaccinated. It doesn't mean that, so don't be like, oh, this person got sick still. It doesn't mean that. It just means that your body has an easier time with these viruses and infections and whatever.
Better immunity.
Yes, thank you. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So I think I was like more upset with it because it was the second time in like a month.
Yeah.
That he got sick.
Your household was getting sicker than mine.
And I was just and the first, I only had one sinus infection. I did not get sick the first time he got sick. The second time, I got a sinus infection. That's not even what he had. I don't even know where I got it from. He tested positive for a flu B. I did not get sick. I'm also very good about taking my vitamins and, like, you know. But I get vaccinated. I'm just saying. I don't mean to shame anybody. I'm just saying, when you got a family and you got shit to do, especially in the future, if you got kids, your woman's not gonna have the same amount of time she does now to take care of you later on, because she's gonna be paying attention to the other little mocosos. You know what I'm saying?
So, are you telling me he didn't get vaccinated?
No, he doesn't get his flu shot.
Oh.
And, like, I don't judge him, because I didn't get vaccinated my flu until my godson specifically was born, because his parents asked me to get vaccinated if I was going to be around their child, and I respected that wholeheartedly. I got the tetanus shot too, because it comes with the whooping cough thing, so I got that, and I got the flu shot ever since then. And that was like, how old is he? He's 8 years old. I'm 34. I was 26 when I started getting the flu shot. My mom never...
No, flu shots were not a thing in our household. I didn't start getting them until I started working in healthcare, where they required you to get a flu shot.
Exactly. So, like, I don't judge him. I'm just, like, I'm trying to make it a point now. Hey, you're getting older. There's a lot going on. I'm gonna need you to get with the program.
When this clip comes up, Lenny, Michelle's gonna fuck you up if you don't get it together.
So I was just like, because I was wanting to do stuff, and we couldn't, you know, because, you know, and I was getting no loving, you know. So
the real problem here is...
No real problem. No loving, no nothing for me. So I was very much just like, I was, you know, like, I was taking care of him, making sure he had his stuff. But, like, after, I was just like, I don't let him forget. I'm tired of this shit. Because, again, it wasn't just once, it was twice in a month. And I was just like, so, do what you want with that. This weekend, we went to a basketball game. And so, normally when we buy our own tickets, we sit in, like, the upper, lower bowl area. But this time, he got them through work. And they had us, like, in the upper level area.
Nosebleed area?
Not that nosebleed yet. We were like a couple rows below that. But it was up there.
Right.
And, oh my god. Maybe I'm not in the mood, okay? I'm just not in the mood. And the amount of obnoxious kids there, like, there's etiquette for a basketball game. And you know what? I don't know. I asked Lenny, is this a Utah thing? Or does this happen everywhere? He says it happens everywhere, but I don't know. You know, when you cheer, right? You go, woo! Woo! Right? There was kids that look 7, 8 years old, maybe 10 at the most. Even that's like... screaming bloody murder at, like, the weirdest times. Like, it wasn't like, woo! It wasn't cheering. It was like,
bitch, you were telling me that I was too loud. You just fucking screamed.
Because I need you to understand that I'm not being dramatic. Tell me, is that normal?
I don't fucking know.
I mean, it was obnoxious. You could tell they were doing it in a way where it's like, it's obnoxious, and then they were like, you guys suck, to, like, the other team, and they were like, everybody do roll tide, and, like, there's, like, adults just paying attention to the game, and the moms, nothing, no dads. I don't know where the fuck the dads were. I would be so embarrassed. I'd be like, cálmate, cabrón. You know what I mean? There's no way to cheer. I love it when kids are like, woo, you know, and they're in the dance cam. But these fucking kids in the upper bowl, they're something else. They're not the same as the ones down there. And listen, maybe it's because I don't have kids. I don't fucking know, but I want to squeeze those motherfuckers, like, real quick.
So the game was good, I hear.
I mean, they're just my mother, so, like, they lost, you know, whatever. Like, We just went because he got the tickets through work. I wasn't, like, they played the Pelicans.
What state is that?
No, Louisiana. And they're just as bad, and they still lost. The Jazz did. So it's just like, I don't know, I just wasn't in the mood. But I look so cute. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram at Michelle Benaluz. I think _ I don't remember.
I don't know. I'm not on the gram anymore.
So, other than that, it was horrible, and that was it. You've been on a reading journey. Tell the people.
I'm off social media. I started reading. I finished the Verity book by Colleen Hoover, sorry. Bruh.
That book is good.
If you haven't read it, because it will keep you on your toes and keep you wanting to read it the next day.
It's such a good book.
Yeah, and I guess the movie's coming out too, so I want to go watch that. I feel like the books are always somehow better than the movies.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah. And then I started watching, it's kind of, I guess there's a show about it. It's called Heated Rivalry. It's about these two, like, gay hockey players.
You're reading the book?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I guess it's not the actual book, but it's sort of based on that.
Yeah, I know, like, people have been talking about that show a lot.
Yeah, me either. But yeah, it was really good. I finished all 3 of them. And I haven't started another one.
What happens when you detox off of social media?
Yeah, it hasn't been hard. But yesterday it was hard because I was like, oh, I want to post a happy birthday post for Wendy. And then I was like, fuck, I'm not on any social media. Like, I have nothing.
Are you on YouTube?
YouTube, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But what am I going to post on YouTube?
I was just wondering.
Yeah, but no, I don't have Instagram, I don't have Snapchat, I don't have Facebook. I mean, I haven't had Facebook for years. I don't have anything. Wendy's back on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
How long did she last?
I guess she never really got off TikTok. She just wouldn't be on it as much, especially around me. But yesterday, because people were contacting her and the contact is Facebook Messenger, she just got back on everything.
Dang, you still got like another month.
I know.
Can you believe Easter's coming up? So weird. St. Patty's is like next weekend. I think it lands on a Tuesday actually. So not next week, but the following week.
Whatever. I'm cool with any holidays I don't have to buy anything for.
Easter. I mean, if you're planning on buying
a basket for Aaron and...
At what age do you plan on stopping giving him a basket?
I don't know.
That's rough, huh?
I'm trying to see
I hadn't thought about that.
How he develops. You know? He's almost 13. He's still very kid-like, though. I'm just trying to go with, I don't know what's right or wrong anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just trying to, like, keep him happy and still give him life lessons as much as I can. Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah, that must be tough for her.
It is.
Well, yeah, I think it depends. I think there's some kids that are pretty clear about, I'm too cool.
Yeah, his case is different.
You know, and then there's other ones that are like wanting to milk that sucker.
Right.
Too.
Right. I don't know.
So I don't know. I haven't hit that point with my babies.
They're still young.
Yeah. Well, all right.
I have no idea what's going on in the world. So that's been nice.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on in pop culture.
Well, before you went on a hiatus, you did watch the America's Next Top Model documentary on Netflix.
Yes, I did.
Should we recap it?
Yeah, I just want to say, I never watched this on my own. It was all because of her.
Because of you.
Anyways. Yeah, I had some notes on it, but you can continue on.
Okay, so if you saw on Netflix, there's an America's Next Top Model documentary, and so if you haven't, I mean, you've heard about it. America's Next Top Model, it was hosted by Tyra Banks for like 24 seasons, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, it was around a really long time. I loved it. I was like, I don't even know how old watching it. I thrive for it, but I think I watched the first 4 seasons completely, and then on and off like every other season up until maybe season 8, season 7, maybe season 9. There was like some seasons that they passed, and I was like, oh, I remember that one.
Me too.
And then I was like, shit, I did watch like a good chunk, so who knows? I think after season 10, I don't have no idea.
Yeah.
But I love the show. I love Janice Dickinson. She was the biggest bitch on there, at least to your face.
Yeah.
She was the biggest bitch. I thought she was hilarious.
Well, the reason she's not on it, because people were asking why she wasn't in the documentary. The reason she's not in the documentary, well, allegedly, is because she's going to appear on another Netflix special called Dark Side of Reality TV. And that's where she talks about America's Next Top Model and Tyra Banks.
Yeah, so there's going to be another... and
it's not just going to be America's Next Top Model. It's going to be different reality shows.
Yeah, and there's other models that were part of the show that didn't go onto the Netflix documentary because they already had a deal with E.
Yeah.
So there's going to be like another one. This one was supposed to be more focused around Tyra. Like, that's where she's included, basically.
Yeah. I want to see the other one too, because I just want to hear what Janice Dickinson has to say. But I think Jay Manuel is going to be on that one too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I was hoping one of them would be.
They did like an interview, and there was like a clip where there was like, do you want to talk about the falling out of you and Jay Manuel? And she was like, nah. I thought she was such a bitch for that.
Honestly, like, how many episodes is it? 4? 3?
Like 4, I think.
So everybody had watched it before me, I feel like. And everybody kept saying how Tyra's such a bitch and blah, blah, blah. To me, the bitchness didn't hit until that moment. Mm-hmm. I think, like, to me, it was because that's a personal relationship that she had. And the way she said it was like, oh, that was shady.
Yeah.
And it was just, I don't like, it rubbed me really the wrong way. And that's when I was like, if she's willing to be a certain way with the people that she had a close relationship with, what makes us think that she didn't treat these other random girls the way that they're claiming to have been treated?
They did an interview with him and Miss J and
Nigel Barker.
Yeah, him. And they were like, did you ever get that phone call? Because she said, I'm going to talk to him outside of this. And he's like, I don't expect a phone call. I'm not going to get a phone call. And I'm not expecting one either. Yeah. Like, she really just expected him to, like, bend over, hands and knees to her. She just, she left a bad taste in my mouth. And another thing that pissed me off about it is, like, why don't you have this, you recruited the girls. Why don't you have their sizes in advance?
I think they were really trying to mimic the real world, like the real modeling world. In the real modeling world at the time, mm-hmm. No, they weren't accepting of thick women. Forget about thick. They weren't accepting of anybody with an ass.
And they would recruit them, though.
But she was still recruiting. But, like, it's just highlighting the things that weren't available to...
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, to me, it was just like she was really trying to mimic what was happening in the real world.
And there was a few things that kind of, like, rubbed me off the wrong way. The scandal of the model who cheated on her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. I guess they had told her about it, and then instead of, like, going up to her personally and talking to her about what happened, they went out to dinner.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yeah. And she was like, you know, I tell a man this all the time, like, don't cheat, flirt as much as you can, and come home and do me. I was like, what? First of all, why are you talking about this like you don't know what just happened? And you're like, did you cheat on your boyfriend? You did? Like, bitch, you know he cheated. And then, first of all, flirt as much as you want. Bitch, what? Who? No. Do not flirt as much as you want.
There's actually a lot of women that think that way. I could never.
No. Don't flirt as much as you want. And if you do flirt, you better hope I never find out. Come and do me? Fuck no. Don't touch me, motherfucker.
Yeah, it would be so disgusting.
Yeah. What the fuck? I don't know. I think she's just such a hypocrite. She's just, I don't know. She rubbed me off the wrong way. I know she was doing business and things in the 2000s were different, and so fine, you know, but if you're gonna make this documentary, I thought she would have taken at least some type of accountability.
Yeah, I did think she was gonna be like a little bit more open to answering questions, or I don't know, just like a little bit more, because this was supposed to be about not her necessarily, but this is the one that she's included in.
Yeah.
So I did think she was going to be a little bit more open to it.
There was a lot of insensitive scenes. There was one where a model, Dion from Cycle 6, they made her do a photo, like a gun violence photo. There was like a crime scene. But I guess her mom was shot and had gotten paralyzed from it. I don't believe she died. I think she was just paralyzed. And everyone knew of this, and they still made her there was different crime scenes she could have done, but they made her do the gun violence one, so that kind of was like, that was a little bit insensitive. That kind of hit home a little too hard for her, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah. There was just, like, scenarios, like, taking photos with actual homeless people. Are you paying those homeless people? Like, that was weird.
Yeah.
It was fucking weird.
Yeah.
It was a weird show. Looking back now.
Yeah.
Now that we're in a woke era of life, we can say it was weird.
Yeah, there was like a couple things that, you know, was just like a little weird. Like one thing that stood out to me was when Kenya stopped the photo shoot. I think her name was Kenya, because one of the male models
Was touching up on her too much.
Yeah, was making like noises,
Like moaning noises.
Yes, and she stopped and she called it out, and they didn't question that man. From what we saw, of course, they didn't question that man at all. Like, it was just like, what are you doing to her? Like, at least they'd be like, hey, are you doing this? Like,
Or switch him out.
yeah, or like, hey, you need to something, like, you know, address him, something, you know, maybe not accuse him, but like something. And nothing like that happened. It was just like her
Mm-hmm.
like, why are you doing this? And I'm like, she had the bravery to like say something and stop in the middle of, you know, and like nothing. She just got shamed, if anything.
I
It was
feel
just
like
so
back
funny.
then it was normal to like, it was more known to like, oh, if you wear a specific outfit, you're kind of asking for a guy to like, you know, do this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in an era where it should have been known all along. No matter what you wear, it does not give no motherfucker permission to put hands on you or have these thoughts of you, or no. It's not the women and what their wardrobe is. It's those nasty motherfuckers who think they can get away with shit. And the fact that another woman allowed it is kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
It's very disgusting.
Yeah. And then I saw like, you know, like a bunch of models have been like speaking out after watching the documentary. And there was this post I saw, not from a model, just like a gossip Instagram profile. And it was saying how like a bunch of models later came out and they were saying what good of an experience they had. Why, and I think Kenya also like posted it on her Instagram, like, why were the ones that had an issue only the ones that were part of the show? And, you know, I started thinking about it because at the end she said there's a season 25 coming, right? Which I think is so stupid.
There is? Of America's Next Top Model?
At the end, she's like, we'll see you season 25 or something like that. And she said, Kenya said, why did you put all of us in there? And after, like, you see Eva Marcel, you saw Jasmine, like all these other top models that said they didn't know that any of this had happened. They had a great experience. Like, they're so thankful to Tyra. And now, like, just like thinking back on the whole documentary, I think they purposely put these models in the show to...
For the scandal.
Yes, for the scandal. For the views. They're like, what is Tyra gonna do next? You know? And if you put a bunch of people who went through like traumatic moments or whatever you want to call it, it kind of makes them seem bitter. You know? And so I feel like it was strategically done in a way to make them seem like that, and then also get you curious to see what Tyra's gonna do next.
Right.
She was willing. She didn't look good, you know, and the whole. But I think that was purposely done so that you're curious to see what she's gonna do next, and she was willing to take the hit on that.
It's because she already has her career made out for her. And so it's the fact that these women went on this show to actually get their name out, and a lot of these agencies would not hire them because they came from America's Next Top Model. That says a lot about what they're hearing about that show, or Tyra, or the whole, like, what do they call it, the crew. Like, what was it about America's Next Top Model that made you not want to get hired? Like, other agencies didn't want to hire you?
I think because it was looked at as a reality show. So they don't, these like elite modeling agencies, they think you're a reality star. You're not a fashion model. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what I got from it, is that it's just drama. It's drama, and while she was trying to make them go do go-sees and these shoots, it's like, that's not really that's not really what they're doing. And I think Kenyan, one of them, posted that she wasn't even able to use the photos for that she took in America's Next Top Model because they were really creative. Like, they were creative in just a different way than what modeling agencies are looking for. And so she wasn't able to use it because it didn't help her.
Jeez. So all that for what? For nothing?
Yeah.
Wow, that is kind of sad. Like, you go in with, like, young, big dreams, hoping that this is your way out of whatever situation you're in, and you just get into, like, a worse situation after that. And it sounds like they had to go through hell to, like, jump through some hoops while they were on the show.
Oh.
So that's a little intense. It was kind of sad.
But, you do have some that, made a career out of it. They did their modeling. They went on to do, like, reality shows, like, other stuff. So
I thought it was so sad when Miss J was like, I used to teach the models how to walk.
Oh my gosh, that made me so sad.
I taught them how to walk, and now I can't walk. I was like, oh my god, that's so sad. The irony, like, your whole career was this one thing, and now you don't have it. But I guess now he walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good for him. Congratulations on Miss J.
He had a stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, good for him.
But yeah,
those were the early 2000s. We're like 26 years later. Things are evolving. We still have a lot of work to do, but there's just some people who are not going to get with it.
I thought it was a good ass show.
You did.
I was so inspired.
Was it what, bitch?
I don't know. That's what I'm like. Like, a lot of people they were just saying how it made them want to starve themselves, right? And then there was other people that, cause skinny was the thing back then. Again, the only one that had curves at the time was J-Lo. That was pop, but she wasn't like, I think because she is Hispanic, they just tossed it up to her being Hispanic.
Well, they had a Hispanic girl on there, and they're like, her hips are too wide.
Right. So, but like, exactly. Like, you didn't see these other models with. Kim Kardashian is not like your typical model, but she's a model of this day and age. She would not have been accepted in the early 2000s, or like,
the style is gonna change every year. There's gonna be different. Back then, it was flare pants, no ass, no boobs. You had to be a stick, And now it's boobs and ass, and a little excessive of an ass and boobs now. And lip injections and this and that. It's gonna change everything. It went to skinny jeans, no more flare pants. Now we're going back to flare pants. Like, everything is changing. It's gonna continue to change. Things that were cool back then are gonna come back. So just gotta go with the waves of the world.
What I was going with that is that I was a fat little girl watching that shit, and it did not motivate me to go start myself. So I'm sorry to the people that happened to, but like, I feel like everything, not just America's Next Top Model, was all about the skinny. It was skinny, skinny, skinny. It wasn't until these baddies came onto the scenery and started posing for Vogue.
Right. I don't know. It was weird. The 2000s were a weird time. It was normal to us.
I liked it.
I know you did.
Anyways, alright. Well, did you see I don't know if you did before you went on your hiatus that Snooki has cervical cancer.
Cervical cancer. I did see that. That's sad.
So sad.
Oh, gosh, I don't even know what that looks like what treatment you have to do. I'm sure it's the same, chemo, but what are the odds of cervical cancer?
I don't know, but that's what you gotta get out.
Or I don't know. But wish her all the best and for her kids and husband.
I just know that one time I have a friend who, maybe I'm a little wrong. I don't remember the exact story, but her mom had breast cancer, and because of that, she was able to get a full body screening, and I think it was her cervix specifically. She said that they had to freeze them to test her because she wanted to know if she had any precancerous cells before she started trying to have babies. And she just said it was the worst pain.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, so I can't imagine how the treatment would be for that.
I don't know. It's sad.
So you gotta get your PAP, ladies.
Yes, you do. Wendell.
Oh.
Get your PAP.
Jeez, wow, we're really outing our partners.
These brown people, and they're saying to not go see healthcare workers. Go see them.
Lenny goes. I will say that. Lenny goes.
I will say healthcare workers are the worst healthcare patients. They just don't go. I know a lot of them that don't go.
Really?
Yeah.
But Wendell's not a healthcare.
No, she's just a brown person. Yeah. Yeah, no. But I've been trying to get her to go. I have to go with her.
Alright.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to talk about today?
I literally don't know what's going on in the world.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I literally have nothing.
The Home Alone mom died.
I know!
Catherine O'Hara?
Yeah, I did see that before my hiatus. That is so sad. R.I.P. my girl. You were an OG for sure.
She had all the seasons covered.
And she was on Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was funny on there. That's sad.
That's a good scene.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. It was so sad.
Everybody's dying. People killing, people dying.
What else? Oh, I wanted to ask. I know I was a Spice Girl fan, right? I still am. If they went on a national tour or a global tour, I'm fucking going, bitch. With or without you, I'm fucking going.
Okay.
And there's been some drama with Victoria Beckham and their son, Brooklyn Beckham. And, it got me thinking, everybody was siding with Victoria.
I saw that, but I don't really know what it's based on. I just saw a bunch of, TikToks that it was, AI of Victoria Beckham dancing, what is it? Provocative? But I still don't understand what caused the problem. What was she doing?
I think from what I understand, there's a lot of gossip, going around. But from what it has been consistent across these gossip sites is that Victoria Beckham, Posh Spice, her son got married, right, to this billionaire daughter to some billionaire. And at the wedding, it seems like there wasn't a mother and son dance prepared. I don't know how, who, what, when, or why, but Mark Anthony goes up there and says, can the most beautiful woman in the room come up here to dance with Brooklyn? And Brooklyn was up there. Brooklyn's thinking he's going to get his dance with his wife. That's their first dance. He's introducing, because he was up there. And so Mark Anthony says this, and then he goes, Victoria, please come up on stage. And that Victoria went up on stage and danced with him, and you could tell that Brooklyn was upset, and his wife left the room crying, supposedly. And that she danced provocatively on her son. But there's been mixed things about that from people who have attended. They were it was a salsa dance or something like that. It was
and that seems spicy to them.
I think so. They're British,
Right.
I think they're from across the pond. That's all I know.
Okay.
The UK. Again, we failed geography. I have no fucking idea, but they're from across the pond.
Right.
So that's like the rumor, and that's where it all started. And then the son has been putting that they've always manipulated him, and blah, 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 blah. And now he's like, you know, all about his wife.
God, these rich people, I swear. Like, dude, who fucking cares? Granted, Mark Anthony should have worded it differently. If it was gonna be the mom.
Like, they did ask him recently.
He's involved in it too?
No, yeah, well, somebody finally asked him because everybody's like, we need to know who told Mark Anthony to go up there. Did he just go by himself to Victoria?
Is he the godfather of one of the kids?
I think so.
Okay.
He's really good friends with, like, longtime friends with the Beckhams. So, I have no idea. But they asked him, and all he said was, sorry to see, you know, what the family's going through. Things did not go like that. I wish nothing but happiness for them and that they can have their relationship back with their son because I know how much they love him. That's it. So, like, we don't know. Nobody knows what seems to be going on with the Beckhams, but everybody was, like, team Posh Spice because, especially, like, the boy mamas, because they're like, I would be upset if I didn't have a mother-son dance at my son's wedding that they probably helped pay. 2, he kind of gives, you know, like, snotty rich boy son. Yeah. Like, it's just like, so I think that's why everyone was, like, siding with Posh Spice. But, you know, it got me thinking because, like, then she, like, it was Sporty Spice's birthday, then it was Baby Spice's birthday. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Do you know who I used to be growing up? Who I would say I was? Do you remember or not, bitch?
Were you Posh?
No.
You were Baby Spice?
No!
You were Turmeric Spice? What? What spice were you?
There wasn't Fat Spice. So no.
Hot and spicy?
I was the one completely the opposite.
Okay, which one were you?
I loved Sporty Spice. She was my favorite.
I'm a little shit by that.
My second one was Posh Spice. But I loved Sporty Spice.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with all of the spices. Sorry. Wow, I feel like you would have been Posh Spice. I feel like Sporty Spice was, like, not your thing.
No, I loved her because she kind of went against the grain. You know, like, she would dress in her sneakers. Not at the time.
Okay.
You know, like, not at the time. I was, like, what, fucking 9? Like, you know, yes, I loved it, but no, I thought it was so cool that she was so different compared to her other members. And she just seemed so, like, down to earth. Maybe it was the tracksuit. I don't know. But she was giving, like, you know, very chill vibes. And I loved her.
Who was the redhead?
Ginger.
She was hot.
Everybody loved her.
Yeah, I remember her.
I think, like, a lot of people like Baby Spice and Ginger.
Ginger Spice had, like, a lesbian fling with which one? I think it was Ginger Spice with, what's her name?
I'm sorry. Am I the only one that has first heard this year that Ginger Spice had a lesbian relationship?
No, it was
one of the members?
Yeah, it wasn't a relationship. They just, you know, they would do some stuff to each other.
What?
Hold on. Spice Girls, members. Mel B. I think it was Mel B and Ginger.
Mel B and Ginger?
Yeah, Mel B. She had an interview where she would, her and she got cozied up with one of them. Mel B.
I think I do remember Mel B, who was Scary Spice.
Lesbian.
Having a phase, a little moment. But I didn't know it was with Ginger Spice.
Yeah. Okay, Mel B identifies as having a fluid, open sexuality rather than exclusively lesbian. Having dated both men and women throughout her life, she notably had committed a 5-year relationship with female filmmaker Oh, that's not it. Anyways, the video explains the relationship between Mel B and Jerry Halliwell.
That's Ginger Spice.
Yeah, Ginger Spice. She had a thing with her. Yeah, they would do, you know, they would cozy up together.
Oh my god.
I knew it was bound to happen. 5 girls. What are the odds? I'll do that. I've always said one of the 3 boys, one of them is gay. I would say that to my 3 cousins that were brothers just to get one of them to come out.
I still think one of them is gay.
Oh, let's out them.
Oh my gosh.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, I loved Sporty Spice, and then my second favorite was Posh Spice because she just came off as such a bitch. Like, so, like, you know,
I do think Scary Spice did scare me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think she did. I don't know.
She was not my favorite. I liked her.
But the memorable ones to me were Ginger Spice, because she was hot, and Baby Spice, because she reminded me of Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember me and my cousin, we would, like, get in the living room, and we would start singing, Mama, I love you. Mama, my friend.
Is she actually singing about her mom?
Yeah, all of them sing a song to their mom.
Oh.
The music video is so cool. Like, they're in, like, a stage, and it's, like, a big crowd. It's, like, a circular crowd. And then, like, at one point, like, one of the Spice Girls points at her mom, and then the mom stands up, and then the next one points at her mom.
Oh, I think I do remember that music video.
Yeah.
I was growing up around that era, but I was still, like, super young.
Yeah.
So the only song that I really know is If You Wanna Be My Lover, You Gotta Get With My Friends. Yeah, that's the only one. That's funny. You fucking bitches were over here singing about how much you love your mom. We're probably like, dude, my fucking mom is such a bitch.
We were singing because we love the song. And we love the Spice Girls.
Right.
Yeah, it was I love the Spice Girls. I would totally go see them.
Oh, people still go get crazy when the DJ puts them on. Like, you go to a club, they put that song on, it still gets poppin'.
I don't think I've ever been to a bar club that has played
Yes,
this song.
they have. We've been in the same... I mean, maybe. But no, we've gone out to the Chakra Lounge and the DJ has put it on and people go crazy. Granted, there's a few gay people that go there, so maybe that's... Wow. I never had like a...
So you never were like, oh, I'm Baby Spice or nothing like that?
I maybe said Baby Spice. I maybe did. But like, no.
That was right.
I knew I was a little attracted to Ginger Spice and it scared me. I realized that every time I was scared of a woman for no reason is because I was attracted to them.
It's so sad.
It is sad.
I think I even had a Sporty Spice Barbie.
I don't know, bitch.
I love Barbies. I was into Barbies, so like, you know, they had to force the Barbie out of me, basically.
I would cut their hair.
Gordon. That is so crazy. Like, now, like, every time we watch a movie, and you're like, oh yeah, I used to think she was attractive. that was a flag. That I was a lesbian. I'm like 6 years old, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
You said you always knew. You
I did. But like, I didn't think you were, you know, like,
well, I didn't know either, bitch. You know, it's just a bunch of feelings.
Like, I guess, like, every little girl is different, like, even with boys, you know? Like, sometimes it's early, sometimes it's not. But it's just like, wow, like, you really had those feelings that early.
In the Princess Diaries, the teacher, the softball coach, her. The most random one out of all of them. Her. She was, thought she was hot.
Alrighty then. Anyways, well, speaking of old things, we saw a movie like 2-3 weeks ago. It's with Robin Williams. It's called License to Wed. Have you seen that movie?
I don't think so.
It's with Mandy Moore.
I don't think so.
So I had never watched it either because I don't know. But you know, Lenny likes to like watch new movies all the time.
Right.
And so we watched it, and they were basically going to get not Mandy Moore and Robin Williams. Robin Williams was like the pastor here. Mm-hmm. Mandy Moore and her husband, the guy she was dating, were gonna get married, and they were gonna get married without having had ever an argument.
Oh.
So like Robin Williams was basically testing them. Like, he was a different kind of pastor. He was like testing them, and then they finally have like a blowout. But like at first, every time he would like test them, they'd be like, oh no, well we can like, you know, do this instead. like, they would do whatever it takes to not have a confrontation. You know, like, oh, no, like, they would tell each other, oh, no, it's okay, or, like, the husband would eventually fold and be, no, it's okay, like, you know, like, they would never go against each other. So Robin Williams, he would basically put them in situations where, like, eventually they fucking cracked. And they called off the wedding. It was, like, a whole big thing. And then, like, they somehow ended up at a beach place, and then they end up getting married, like, impromptu. Right? So, again, it goes back to the conversation is, like, do you think that people should get married without having an argument ever?
No, because look, they folded the first argument that they had. It's better to break up than get a whole divorce. I think he was a realistic pastor. I don't think it's realistic to go through life without fighting. But that's just me. I'm no George Clooney. Is it him that doesn't fight with his wife? Yeah, I'm no George Clooney, so I don't know.
Or at least I think, like,
you don't really get to know each other if you don't argue. You need to know how this person gets mad, how they're gonna handle their temper, how they deal with shit that goes down. Yeah, conflict. Like, you need to know these things, because what if it's dangerous to you? What if you guys don't see eye to eye? That's gonna come big, and you don't want to bring a baby before you know that. That's just me.
I agree. I was just like, what did you guys think? That this was always going to be flowers and, like, unicorns and
I think flowers and unicorn eventually gets boring. I feel like your marriage would have been boring.
I don't know. Unicorn sounds pretty fun.
Whatever.
I'm like, write that shit everywhere and, like, poke everyone with it.
The unicorn would have gone bored too. Like, bitch, you guys are not going to yell at each other something?
With me?
Not you. I'm not talking. The world does not revolve around you, bitch. My gosh, we're having a topic of the conversation, not anymore. Anyways, yeah, they needed to argue. We started watching Bridgerton. Wow. Yeah, we are still lost in what really the movie is about.
It's a series, no?
Yeah, the series is about. We're still watching it. We're still kind of, like, gravitated to it. But, there's a duke, and then there's, like, this girl named Daphne. I really don't know what her title is. I mean, we may need to rewatch it, because we really don't know what's going on. Anyways, so you know how the women's deal is to, like, get married to, like, the wealthiest man. So the queen had picked out Daphne as her diamond, like, the girl of the year. You know, the girl of the season.
Okay.
And so she was now, like, the it girl. So you wanted to wife her up because she was the it girl. The queen wanted her to marry her nephew. But prior to that, there was only one guy that was trying to holler at Daphne. It was this dude named Nigel. He was no good. He was not. And so no one else was.
Like, he was a fuckboy or what?
He wasn't a fuckboy. He was just, like, older than her, like, way older, and, like, he just did not have good intentions. And she wanted a marriage like her parents. They were for love, not for status. And so she's like, fuck, what do I do? I have no other prospects. And then Nigel, like, threatens her and, like, walks up to her to, like, try to hit her, but Daphne decks him and he falls back. The Duke sees it from a side and, like, it's like, damn, shawty, you decked him. He didn't say that. And they come up with this plan because he made a vow to his dad to never get married, or because they have a bad relationship. So the Duke. The Duke vowed to the dad on his deathbed that the Hastings name would die with him because he no longer would have kids. He wasn't gonna make the Hastings thing anymore. So they come up with a scheme that they were gonna pretend to court each other. So that way she would come off as more desirable, and mothers wouldn't go sending their daughters to the Duke to try to, like, serenade him. So they do that. They end up low-key, like, falling in love, you know, as one does. And then the queen wants her Daphne to marry the prince instead, and she kind of tries to, like, go for it, but she's, like, falling in love with the Duke, and the Duke is very handsome. I almost fell in love with him.
I know what actor you're talking about.
Yeah, he's hot. Wendy doesn't like that I'm falling in love with him. Anyways, so Daphne is like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And he was like, I can't do it, you know? Because he has daddy issues and mommy issues because she died when he was born.
Oh my gosh.
And he grew up with a stutter. So the dad, like, neglected him because he's like, he's a moron. He's an imbecile, you know? And so, whatever. He ends up making a move on her, and that's a big no-no when you're not wed. The brother catches them.
When you're not wed?
Wedded.
Oh.
Yeah. Please get with the British program. I don't know if it's good. Anyways.
I was like, what?
No, not wet. I mean, she was wet, probably. Anyways, so they started getting a little nasty, right? Her brother catches them, which is also the Duke's best friend. Punches him and is like, you must marry her. What if someone sees her? It will ruin her reputation as a good girl. And he's like, I will not marry her. And, you know, so it's because he disrespected his sister, they now have to duel. So they're gonna shoot each other until one dies. But then she like goes running with her horse to stop it, you know, she almost gets shot at. And he goes, I can't marry you. She's like, why? Because someone did see them, and if it gets out before they get married, it's done. No, she will no longer be like someone that is desirable. She's a whore. Yeah, pretty much. Even though she knew nothing about sex. Anyways, so he's like, I cannot bear you children, Daphne. And she was like, and they're about to like duel, right? And he's like, the duel must not resume. And they're like, why? Me and the Duke will get married. And she's thinking he can't have children, like, you know, but it's because he vowed to not, because he takes that hatred with him. I just want to fix him, you know.
That's your daddy issues, bitch.
And then, whatever, they have a bunch of nasty times, they have sex, she's a woman now, she feels liberated, and then she sees that he can have kids because he's skiing everywhere, he's just pulling out every time.
That doesn't mean you can have kids.
Whatever, he's skiing where she can tell that he can have kids. I thought you shoot blanks.
You still shoot.
What do you shoot?
You still shoot, you just don't have any men within the shoot.
Oh, she saw the men. So she was like, you can't have kids, you lied to me, you betrayed me, you do not love me. And, you know, so they start like, they're making up a plan, like he would go his way, she'd go his way, but they would remain married. And one time she tried to trap him, like she let him ski in her, and he was like, what did you do? You know, because he couldn't pull out because she was on top. I forgot where I was going with this.
I don't know either.
What were you talking about?
You just went into a full Bridgerton cap.
What were you doing? What did you talk about? It was about... You said something. I was going somewhere with this.
License to wed, arguing before you get married.
Oh, yes. Okay.
You just gave us the across the pond drama.
Sorry. Well, you brought up across the pond earlier, so I thought I would just go with the program. Anyways, you know, before they wedded, she thought, you know, she knew everything about him, but then she didn't, so she felt heartbroken. Is where I was going with this. But eventually she folded, and he bared her children. That's where I was going with this. And that I love the Duke.
So what did she find out later?
That he could have kids, he just wouldn't do it because he made a vow to his dad. And she was like, but you vowed to me too. Which one is more important?
I can't watch that show.
It's all over the place. I'm trying to catch on.
Yeah, no, I think there's a book.
There is.
Yeah, no, like people like love that shit, and I'm just like, I don't have time.
It kind of reminds me, but more scandalous. There was a novella where they used to wear like the olden. Oh, you know that one. Yeah, it reminded me of that a little bit.
Those good times.
Yeah.
And
you remember how Grandma was saying she liked how they used to dress in the olden days? And I was like, oh. And she's like, not me, I like showing channel. I like showing my cleavage is what I told my grandma, just so, you know, keep her on her toes. But these ones in Bridgerton, I want to show them to her. They have their tits out and everything. They fan their tits when they're trying to get a prospect. They're like, oh, what a day.
Oh my gosh, you definitely need to show her. Because we were watching, I think, like, the new Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
I've never watched that movie.
On Netflix.
And, like,
it's a series.
They're wearing, like, you know, Antoinette type gear, right? But it's, like, fully covered. Mm-hmm. You know, it's, like, big poofy dresses, corset, but the top goes all the way to the top. Yeah. And she's like, I loved how they dressed back then, and I don't know how, but we were like, well, there's like other ones where they're showing like their full-on cleavage. She's like, no, I don't think so. I think they were more dressed like this one. You need to show her.
And then that's when I was like, not me, I like showing my boobs. And she turns around, get full. You know, I like to keep my grandma on her toes, you know, keep her spicy.
You do crack her up sometimes.
I do. But yeah, I was like, man, I should show her this. This is how I would have been dressing. Tits out and everything.
Same.
Yeah.
Like the other ones don't really draw.
Yeah. How am I going to get a prospect, grandma?
You know, my back showing or something if I'm going to be covered up here, you know?
Right.
So you just like...
like, I need to find my tits, grandma, for a prospect.
That's do you so not
want me to be wealthy?
Why do you think that,
like to draw their attention to the fan?
Oh.
Michelle. To the tits. Like, I have more to offer you, Sir Wealthy Pants. Look over here at my bosom.
Oh, you're sick, dude.
Me then. That's how they did it. I'm not from that time. Granted, people are more like... First of all, the bitches now are less discreet about it. They're more like shimmying your face.
Oh my gosh. Alright.
So go watch Bridgerton, and then let me know what it's about. I'm still trying to figure it out.
You just told us the whole fucking thing.
I know, but that was just like their scene. There's still like more stuff.
Oh, that was just like their part.
Yeah, their part. I was very like in tune with them. I was invested in a relationship, and now they have a child. It's a son. So there's a heir. What is it called? An heir.
An heir.
Yeah. Because everyone wanted boys.
A heir.
Everyone wanted boys, so they can continue with the name. And
the one thing he didn't want, and he got.
Yeah, but he's over it. He's over his daddy issues. He loves his wife. And they have sex everywhere.
Still?
Oh, I don't know about now, but before.
Oh. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, love, hate. I have no idea what I hate.
What do I hate? I hate nervy people. I hate people that don't know their place. Know your place and stay in there.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane so I don't have to merge onto your lane to fuck you up.
Alright.
That's what I hate. You're just full of love.
No.
The world outside is glooming, or is it beaming?
I don't know. I hate obnoxious people.
She hates the kids at the basketball game. If you're the mom to that kid, she's talking about your kid. Check your fucking kid. They shouldn't be screaming like that. They should have some fucking etiquette. Put on Bridgerton so they can learn it.
Oh my gosh, my kids are gonna be the worst.
There you go. There you go. She hates your fucking kid, bitch.
There's obnoxious adults, which is worse.
She hates your bitch ass too. Anyways, what do I love? I'm gonna say I love Wendy. It was just her birthday, and I wish I could have made her birthday like 1,000 times better.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it not good?
It was good, but people suck, dude. People are the fucking worst.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, it is. But I love her, and I hope she knows how special she is.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
You know what happy birthday song I still think about? The one from Boy Meets World. That is still my favorite. Of when Eric sings to Corey, "Happy birthday." How does it go?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite still.
That's a good one.
It is.
Okay, my love is silky scrunchies, silky ponytails. So I didn't know Okay, and for all you bitches that didn't tell me, wow, the nerve. I was complaining to a coworker because I asked her how she keeps her hair, because she doesn't wash it for like days, but then like she straightens it and it stays the same. And I'm like, do you sleep with your hair down when you go to bed? Like, I don't understand. She's like, no, I just put it in a bun with a silky ponytail. I was like, oh, and I have a ton of those because I had put some in my bridesmaids' bags.
I have one. I lost mine.
Yeah, and so I did that because I'll go 2 days with just like my hair like down like this, and I don't want to keep washing it, and then like it gets all like tangly and like bent when I wear a regular ponytail. So I've been putting it in the silky scrunchies. It does not bend your hair. It does not bend your hair. You take it out and boom, falls out. I still like do a little retouch, but it's not like tangly. It's not like permanent bent. It's a fucking game changer. Get yourself a silky scrunchie. Use that if you're trying to keep your hair intact.
Do you put it in a bun or you leave it in a ponytail?
I've done both. Most of the time I leave it in a ponytail. Sometimes I put it in a bun, but for the most part, I just leave it in a ponytail. But especially since my hair is short right now.
Yeah, it's easier.
It's easier. I think if I had long hair, I would probably put it in a bun all the time. So.
Alright, makes sense.
Yeah, so get yourself a silky scrunchie if you're trying to like keep your hair intact for a couple days.
Give me a silky scrunchie.
And you're the kind of person that needs to have your hair up, because I know there's some women that like to have their hair down when they go to sleep, and I just like sometimes I feel like I'm getting a headache and I do take it off. But for the most part, I can't sleep with my hair down.
It just depends on the day for me. I try not to because I heard that's not good, especially if your hair is wet. I've been trying my best not to sleep with my hair wet.
Te vas a enfermar.
No. It damages your hair.
Why though? I've heard that too, but what's the science behind it?
I don't know. But I also learned, because I wouldn't wash my hair every day, but I would wet it. That's not good either, because I guess you're clogging like your hair follicles because you're not washing it. You're just letting it like get wet.
Oh, I used to do that a lot.
Yeah, so I stopped doing that now, and I have like noticed a difference.
I haven't. I've like slowed down on that because I have to go into the office more.
But now I feel like I don't really shower because I don't wet my hair. But now I do it like on Thursdays, Fridays, and the weekend.
That's why I can only go 2 days, because if I don't wet my hair, I just feel like I'm not really resetting.
Well, and I also do it because of the lashes.
What is that?
Because if I get them wet, they start coming off.
Right?
Yeah,
You don't know how to shower without getting them wet?
No.
You need goggles?
I don't want to.
You have to do it. Else you're never going to get used to it.
I mean, I'm
I
getting
fall all
used
the
to
time.
it. Like, I just, but I don't get my hair wet. Like, I wait till the weekend to, like, because I'm making my wet on the weekend.
I'm with you. I've been getting lashes a long time. I know how to do it all, but, like, it took time.
Okay, what do you do?
What do you mean?
What do you do to get them wet when you wash your hair?
When I wash my hair?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I just go like this.
So why would you trim it down?
No, and then, like, make sure you, like, clear it up.
I don't have that kind of time. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm babying my hair to kind of get it back to life.
Bring me to life. That's a song.
Okay.
Anyways, alright. I'm just gonna tell everyone to go suck it.
Wow. She wants you guys to all suck a dick. She's unwell today.
I'm so unwell.
She's unwell.
Alright,
But she means it out of love to go suck a dick. That's how we like tell each other goodbye.
thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for coming back and watching our videos with our on and off schedule lately. So thank you. Please like and subscribe. Please share. And we'll see you next time.
Bye!